We're live.
And we are Violent Wrestling Podcast, VWP. It is our Wednesday show, which means we're going to talk all kinds of different wrestling promotions, wrestling topics of the week, of the day, anything that comes to our mind. This is kind of we have an agenda, but we can go off topic real quick and talk about anything wrestling related or sometimes not wrestling related. As always, I'm your host, Mox, with my co host, as always, Miss Ambrose Howley.
Hello, nurses.
Oh.
We got a new nurse.
That's plural. Well, then, AA stepping up that pimp game.
Oh.
Mr. Metal Matt should be getting off work here shortly. He'll be joining us later. We'll be saving MLW, hopefully a lot of WWE talk, if we even talk WWE, until he arrives. And as always, Mr. Columbus, Mr. Paperweight himself, Adam Rice.
Thanks, Box Top, for education. Hi, everybody.
Are you against education? Is that what you're saying?
Just yours.
Jackass.
Just yours, sir.
I might go horse.
All right. Jackass.
How was everybody's day besides hot, except for AA, who I'm going to have to move to Wyoming.
Oh, we get our hot weather, but we don't have the humidity.
See, that's what I need. It's not the heat per se, it's the heat with the 99, 100% humidity where you... The SpongeBob episode where he becomes a literal sponge.
I need it.
So, days, how were they? How was today?
Day was good. I actually managed to score a couple passes to one of the training camp sessions up in Berea for the Browns this summer, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Nice.
Go root on them Browns.
I suppose.
Especially when I can do it for free.
Who tortured you into... You say won or scored. You think you weren't, bamboozled into taking them?
Shut up. No, they went on sale. You didn't have to buy them. They were free. You just had to wait in line on Ticketmaster. First come, first serve. And the first set of sessions pretty much sold out within the hour. So on the second round, made sure I was where I needed to be, waited in line online, and got my passes. So me and my dad are going to go up and later on this summer and do that.
You taking Todd with you?
Oh, hell no. I'm taking my dad.
You taking your dad? Cool.
Yep.
I just saw your comment in headquarters. That's what I was snickering at right before we went live.
AA had to go to the mechanic today.
Uh-oh.
Yes. In fact, I had to go to the body shop and the mechanic.
Oh, ma'am. Ma'am.
I have no idea when I'm getting my edge back.
Oh, do you know what happened?
Right now, they're fixing a hole in the condenser, and they've got to work on the air conditioner.
You quit driving like a bat out of hell.
No, it was all caused from the rubber flying off that semi-tractor trailer's tire. That nailed me. And then August 5th, it goes back to the body shop. Oh.
You gonna get some AEW designs painted on it or something?
No, this was my dad's vehicle.
Yes, I know.
So,
and I've seen a picture, and there's no way I can find it now. Guys, if you ever see AA on a tractor, that's a sight.
you've never seen me on a tractor.
You sent a picture one time.
Oh, and I was on a tractor?
You were either standing by it. I don't know if you were riding it.
Now, I could be riding a lawn tractor.
Well, those are called lawnmowers, ma'am.
It's a lawn tractor.
Okay. See, I forewarned everybody. We talk some wrestling. We might not talk wrestling at all.
But let's actually try and get into what we all came here for.
Do we have to?
Well, we don't have to go too far. We do want to lead off the show with Rocky Mountain Pro.
Yay, RMP, RMP.
Miss Allie, would you please take it away?
Okay, RMP, Rocky Mountain Pro. They've changed the name. It's gone from Mercury Wrestling Academy to Rocky Mountain Pro Wrestling Academy. And they're going strong. They're going strong.
I thought they would have done that sooner, in my opinion.
Now they're doing two. They have 2 Cold Scorpio as their head coach,
which broke a couple weeks ago. I think Labdo either a couple weeks ago or just last week, which is like I said then. That's a
around last weekend.
Yeah,
somewhere around that. If you want to look at last weekend, 2 weeks ago, or whatever. But yeah.
And are you heading to the next show?
Yep, I went to the show Sunday.
Yeah, she just went Sunday.
I went Sunday.
That's right.
They invaded Elitch Gardens, which is Denver, Colorado's version of Six Flags, and which was actually the first time I ever went to Elitch's. And it took a wrestling show to get me there. Saw some good matches. It was hot. The ring was set up, and it was set up on asphalt right next to their main arena.
Because wasn't bell time like 2 p.m. Mountain Time?
Yep, it was 2 p.m. Mountain Time, 2 to 4.
Yeah, like mid-afternoon. Like, holy hell, they had to be hot.
Oh, they were, but they put on a good show.
Yeah. Well, it's Rocky Mountain Pro. They always do.
Of course they do. Let's see. The tag dudes are going to be going to Utah Saturday and wrestling in Devotional Wrestling Company down there in Utah. So they're branching out. And let's see.
Under, do you know what promotion?
Yeah, it's
not Big Sky.
No, Big Sky is Wyoming.
Yeah.
And they really don't do anything. It's out of Utah. It's one of the Utah ones.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Devotion Wrestling.
Oh, okay. I've actually heard of Devotion before.
Yeah. They're going to it.
Okay.
The Tag Dudes, which is Murphy, Matt Yaten, and Curtis Cole. But I am going tomorrow.
I mean, if you're gonna.
I'm going to go tomorrow night. See what the fallout from Milestone was.
Yeah, because the Garden Show Sunday, it wasn't for television or anything.
No.
It was basically what people would consider like a WWE live event.
Yeah, they just try and get more eyes on the product.
Yeah.
And they're going to do it for a couple more Sundays at Elidge Garden.
Yeah, in fact, this upcoming Sunday they're going back.
Yes, they
and
are.
then a couple of Sundays in August they're going back.
Yep. But I'm not going to do Elidge again. Parking was ridiculous.
Okay, I just have to ask before we move on too much with the actual wrestling in Rocky Mountain Pro Sunday. Did you ride any rides? Did you do anything not wrestling related, or did you just watch the wrestling and leave?
Well, I just watched the wrestling and leave because there's no way they were going to get me on the roller coasters.
Oh, chicken shit, chicken shit, chicken shit.
Yes, I was. Yes, I was. Yes, I was.
At least she admits it.
I don't blame you. To be like, I'd go on anything, and nope. Now, when the fair carnival comes around, with Morris, I'll get on some of the smaller stuff. I still love the spaceship thingy that goes in circles so fast, and
Oh,
you
yeah.
like your gravity for yeah. Like, I'll still do that. For one, it's enclosed, so like it's hard to get dizzy. I'll do that. I'll do. I won't even do the thing that goes back and forth like a pendulum. Nope, because it's gonna go too far up and flip. Nope.
And you just ain't doing it.
I'm not
What?
doing roller coasters, so I won't do roller coasters, and neither will Chongo. So Chongo don't do roller coasters.
Hey, don't do.
I should have
Okay,
got
back
on
to
the
the wrestling.
carousel. I may go back to Elidge's and watch them next Sunday, but I'll do the carousel.
We need video of you on a carousel. We have to have you on a carousel.
I can't remember if it's a carousel or if it's a merry-go-round.
Same
Either
difference.
one.
No, there's a
Yeah.
difference. Carousel is
A
all horses.
carousel's.
It's all horses. A
Yeah.
merry-go-round has various critters. But I think it's a carousel. I think it's all horses.
Either way, I need video of that.
You need video of that.
Yes, or a picture or something of your face riding it. Something.
I'll
Give
do a
me an early
selfie.
Christmas present.
Maybe I'll do a selfie.
Okay. Okay.
So what's coming up for Rocky Mountain Pro?
Well, they're doing their TV show Ignition and Charge tomorrow night, which I'm going to go to. And
Who's
Is
on
it
the
at the
card?
Rack House or?
No, this is going to be at Jeffco Fairgrounds. This is going to be at the quarry.
I couldn't remember off the top of my head. Everything else I've remembered, but
Yeah, Rack House is the last Friday of the month, and Romero's is the last Saturday of the month.
okay.
And I like going to Romero's. I just wish I could take Cassie. But I can't take her because she doesn't behave around other dogs.
Well, HBIC.
Me,
Head bitch in charge.
But that's about all in
Anything of note?
Anything of
Go ahead,
note?
yeah. Anything of note coming out of Saturday's event?
You mean Sunday's event? No, nothing really.
Yeah. Again, this was like a WWE live event where you don't expect like title changes or anything. You're just there to have fun and watch the great wrestling.
Yep.
Was your new favorite there?
No, Corey wasn't wrestling, but hopefully he'll be wrestling tomorrow.
Did you hear how disappointed she was?
Stop.
Yeah, no.
She was so
Bless her.
upset.
I like Corey Lyon.
I would have started "We want Corey, we want Corey" chants.
No, Mox, enlightened wrestling fans start CM Punk chants.
Oh God. Oh, wrestling fans. Mm,
We'll get to there.
there's a
I
small
promise.
percentage, yeah. Mm-hmm.
We'll get there. Don't worry about it. But so, Allie, you will give us a full report after you see the show next week.
Yep, after I see it tomorrow and the next Sunday.
Very cool. And hopefully, Mr. Lion will be there.
Yes. He'll probably wrestle tomorrow night. He better wrestle
Who's
tomorrow night.
Do you know who's on tomorrow night's card?
Um, yeah, just a minute. Let me. Atiba, your two-time Rocky Mountain Pro champion, is taking on. See if I can find it. Oh, who is he taking on? I got my new Anaya shirt, so he's a heel.
Nice.
He's a heel I still love.
No sign of Hoodie.
Nope, no sign of Hoodie. Oh, I can't
He's
find
got to
it
come
now.
back, man.
I can't find it now.
Well,
I know Atiba's defending his title.
as always, we encourage people who are listening to watch Rocky Mountain Pro, whether it be through Twitch or what's the name of their television service?
You can watch it through Fight, Fite.
Fight. Yep.
And they're on.
And unless you're in
They're on like.
Denver or in the Colorado area, you probably won't pick up their television.
They've got like 4 national and international deals. Fight being the big one, obviously.
Yeah.
Pro. What am I thinking of? AA. Pro Fight, maybe?
No, it's just Fight TV.
No, there's another one though. Shoot. I think that's their UK deal.
Mm-hmm. I know they have that UK and Ireland deal. I just don't know what it is. And
I
I
can't
should
think
be
of
more
the top of my
prepared.
head, and
But here we are.
yeah, and with the weather the way it is, I'm scared to start searching and have my signal go crappier than it already is. But yeah, they're like all over the place.
So
Oh
hunt
yeah.
them out and find them. So thank you, Allie, for that wonderful report. And
It's hot. Sorry, I did my ollie from.
You had to do ollie.
Yeah.
It's raining sideways. We will briefly. Well, I kind of want to segue over to Impact Wrestling. I know we don't always talk about their shows, and that's because I'll be honest, I've been out of the loop on Impact Television for a good long time. I know a lot of other people have been as well. But this past Sunday, they had their Slammiversary event. And the main event was an intergender wrestling match between Sammy Callahan and Tessa Blanchard. And this match kind of sparked the intergender debate again.
It seems to come and go like every month.
Yes. And here we had a match where it
By the
wasn't
way,
at all.
this man
Yes,
invented Slammiversary.
this was Slammiversary's main event because Tessa Blanchard's the number one star in the company, and they treat her as such. In this match with Sami Callihan, while I cannot say I watched all of it, this had some spots that made you go, okay, we're doing this, huh? And that's always the thing with intergender. And Sami Callihan ended up winning um, by using a uh, baseball bat to the face of Tessa.
Go, Sammy.
Wow.
I was waiting for that.
Which obviously, it, about, it had some of those spots that made you cringe a little bit, like intergender wrestling does. The ending, of course, was to get the bad guy. He won. Crowd didn't like it, and Tessa got the standing ovation at the end. Um, I found a couple reactions to this. Well, the first reactions is it's hard if you're going to do intergender wrestling. Traditionally needs the baby. It has to be a babyface female and a heel male. This had that, but if you're also going to do it, the babyface kind of has to come out on top. If that's your dynamic. And they didn't do that here. And here's the thing. Sami Callihan has his fans. I'm not one
He's
of
the
them.
draw.
Yeah, Sami Callihan's the draw. He can think
Hey,
that
his
all he
words, not
wants.
mine.
Uh-huh. Um,
I liked Sammy when he tagged with Moxley way back in the day. But the more I've seen Sammy, Solomon Crow, he just doesn't do what he used to do for me.
he's kind of exposed himself a little bit, hasn't
he? Yeah. He's a
He's
one match type of guy.
and if he's not having that kind of match, he needs someone to drag him through one. And I
And
haven't
Tessa
heard.
actually did a good job with that here.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not.
And
And I've made no bones
I
about it. I'm not a big Tessa Blanchard fan. But she did a good job. I won't say she carried him, but she definitely helped here.
Yeah, she sold the match like she was supposed to. I mean, there's no doubt she sold death where appropriate. Um, Couple takeaways from this. Um, I saw right after this match Sean Sapp say Tessa Blanchard will main event WrestleMania one day. I think she has that kind of potential, but we're a long way away from that happening.
You broke up just a little bit. What did Sep say?
He said Tessa will main event WrestleMania one day.
WrestleMania?
Yes. I think, like I was saying, I think she has that. She has that potential, and it's clear she can connect with an audience to make that happen. But we're a long way away from that. And I'm also going to go out on, and probably not too far out on a limb, to say that Tessa Blanchard's winning the Impact Championship this year.
Oh, that's that's believable. Her man winning a WrestleMania. I'll go to Vegas and put some money on that.
But Tess is going to win the main strap in Impact probably by the end of the year. if not sooner. They have built her to be a star. They have presented her to be a star. She carries herself like a star. And you can tell she takes it seriously. Um, I can't wait for the wrestling world to explode if that happens, because I think that would make Tessa the first woman ever to win a promotion's main championship. Main heavyweight championship, world championship, whatever you want to call it, not just the women's.
There's breaking up. Is it on my end?
I don't. You're not breaking up.
You're not breaking up to me. Rice isn't.
Nobody else here is breaking up.
Nope.
I'm keep talking about Tessa because I really don't care to. Anyway, I'm gonna exit and come back in and see if I can fix this. I'll be right back in just literally a second.
Okay.
But please talk about Tessa as much as you want while I'm gone.
You're such a
not a fan.
Haterade. All right, well, we wait for Mox to get back. I kind of ran to the end of that discussion a little bit there already, but Allie, I'll come to you. Your feelings, maybe not necessarily on Tessa versus Sammy, but on the intergender discussion as a whole.
Well, as a whole, if it's done right, it works, but it's rarely done right.
What would you call, what would you consider being done right? Like, how would an intergender match? How would one make an intergender match appeal to you specifically?
I'm not big into intergender matches, but okay, it's if the woman is a bigger woman, I'm going to use RMP for example, like Heidi Howitzer. She's got the size and the strength to be comparable to a male wrestler. And what they try to do is they try to keep it within the same proportions. You know, they don't put her up against someone like Filter. Because Filter, in all sensibility, could probably would crush her. So you have to keep it where they're similar in size.
I don't know if you remember, or if you can directly remember that when it happened back in the day. But did the stuff with Chris Jericho and China and the Intercontinental title and Jeff Jarrett, did that work for you then, or were you not a fan?
I wasn't a fan. Just because I didn't like Jeff Jarrett.
Well, not bad news for you. People did. Did the intergender stuff with China, just because she got involved with the guys often, did that work for you with China, or did that work sometimes and not work sometimes?
It worked with China because she had the size and the strength to be of an opponent of the same quality and everything. Not some little thing going up against the guy who's twice to 3 times her size.
Like when Vince would book Stephanie in those kind of matches, right?
Right.
I know you probably haven't watched much, but you hear that the Impact has got behind Tessa like this. Does let's say she does ultimately climb that mountaintop in Impact and become heavyweight champion. Does that make Impact more credible in your eyes in today's environment, or does that make you look at them sideways for putting a female on the top of the the whole roster?
Um, I'm not really sure, but if she can defend it,
Yeah, I mean, after that, I mean, we're now into a hypothetical, and we won't know how we feel about it until we see it happen. But I, I think it's clear that Impact wants to make Tessa the biggest star in their company and run with her until they can't run with her anymore. Uh, we'll see if there's a payoff to that, and I know it'll get people talking because it undoubtedly will. But I'm interested to see if this thing with Sammy is over. If not, that likely means they're going to head to some sort of hardcore match, which, as I've said before, I don't need that. Intergender Extreme Rules hardcore matches, not my thing.
hmm,
Maybe, I don't know if that makes me a good person, bad person, indifferent. I don't know. It's just not my thing. Um, Shocked it's taken Mox this long to get back. So I will quickly shuffle along to a
Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Yeah, shuffle along to Buffalo, the song.
Um,
Buffalo.
that's what I
Buffalo.
said. You're back.
All of I switched out SIM card, so it took a little longer than a second. I'm going to see if this works better.
Okay.
Problem being is it's Wednesday. You know what that means.
Thank you, Luke Harper.
No, seriously, with me, you know what Wednesdays mean.
Yes.
Storms, rains.
Yeah.
Because when I went inside to switch the SIM cards, wife was having the same problem. So it's just our lack of signal. I'll try, as long as you guys can hear me and you guys can hear each other, I'll try just struggling along. Where were we?
Okay.
And how the hell did we get on the topic of Buffalo?
I don't know.
You
I
said you said you wanted to shuffle, and I'll go shuffling off to Buffalo.
Ah,
the song.
are we
I
are
don't.
we are we done talking about Tessa?
Yeah.
Well, I did want to. Yeah, I was kind of done when you hopped off, but I did want to. But let's play the hypothetical real quick, Mox. Let's
Okay.
say Impact. Let's say Impact does make that call, puts Tessa as Impact Heavyweight Champion. Does that play well with you, just on its face, or would that make you kind of look at Impact like, what are they doing with by having a woman win the main strap?
Um, I'm kind of 50-50, I guess. I'd look at it both ways. A lot of things Impact does anymore is already what the hell are they doing
Mm-hmm.
kind of situations. Um, but if you're going to generate a buzz, if you're going to put your heavyweight champion on a woman, even if it's Tessa Blanchard, and for those that want to know, Tessa for me is more of a in kayfabe. There's some outside of kayfabe I don't like, but kind of more in kayfabe of my reasons for not liking her. That's also kind of 50-50. I don't like her, and then I don't like her wrestling, kind of a mixture of. I appreciate she's a good wrestler, don't get me wrong. She's not my cup of tea. I would be I guess okay with it because if nothing else, to see where they take it.
I mean, like you mentioned it will absolutely create buzz. And
A
sometimes,
lot of that's going to be bad buzz, though. A lot of it's going to
yes,
bring back left LOL TNA. A lot of it will.
yes, it will. And guys, even guys who are close with the old school's going to hate it.
Jim Cornette's head might actually explode.
And remember, Corny worked with her dad, so
Yes.
it'll get interesting. Um, but then again, some people were saying back in the '90s that China absolutely should have been a number one contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. So it's not like we're in unprecedented territory. It's just
Right.
no one ever took the extra step.
Right. So far, we haven't seen in the major U.S. promotions a woman hold their heavyweight championship, their main title.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see, not just from the Impact side, but from the Impact from the fans' reaction.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty much going to be a split of either people. It's going to be like a 33rd or a 33% split of three things: the Laugh Out Loud TNA, the absolute love it or absolute hate it, and don't understand. Like, why are they doing this?
Right. I think that's absolutely spot on. Um, so what we
Well,
will do
okay,
now is
reverse the question. What about you?
first let me say I do like Tessa. I think uh,
We know
she's
why
not
you
doing
like
any.
Tessa.
Just shut up. She is good in the ring. She's not. I'm not going to say she's something like a dynamic athlete or does something different that other women wrestlers don't do. I just she has a great presence. She has natural charisma, and
She has a great presence. The charisma part, that's it's some of it's there, but used word great. I think that's
I
probably
think
a little bit.
she can be charismatic and engaging. Um, I'm not going to sit here and not mention something, but that's right in front of my eyes. She has a great look. She is
Shy,
absolutely gorgeous.
shy.
Um, and but so I don't think I'd have a problem with it. But then I'm also someone who constantly says I want my wrestling to be presented to me as real. Give me as close to the real as you can. I can forgive some out there stuff because it's wrestling and you have a blank slate every time you go into a new storyline. I
Like
don't know
we
how.
don't need Selena pinning Brock Lesnar clean.
Right. That's
Like that.
unbelievable.
Yeah, that's and not in a good way.
No. No, not in a good way. Um, and heck, most women, I wouldn't enjoy seeing most women pinning a male wrestler clean because in my mind it just doesn't. I don't know how to rationalize it. That
And not for a
rationalize is a bad
championship.
term.
Not for
Right.
the greatest prize in your promotion.
Right.
I don't have
It's
a problem with other matches and the woman overcoming the man and getting a clean win. Like that's absolutely depending on who the woman and who the man is.
right. There's typically shenanigans involved whenever that happens.
Yeah.
Pinning somebody clean is a different story. And like for example, I would have no problem if somehow Carmella ended up with the 24/7 title.
Oh, absolutely. But again, we're not talking about the the Ultimate Goal Championship. And I absolutely think she will.
Yes.
I believe she will eventually. And see, here's the 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 visual of it. Carmella, Drake Maverick. It's not Carmella and Brock or Braun or Roman. It's more comparable, more feasible in your mind that you have you ever pissed off a woman before? Like,
yeah.
I mean, they're not weak. They're not weak at all.
No, and you can play with it and
Sir, what you
do
do
some
on your
great
time?
finishes. That's not what I meant, sir. And today, especially today, I wouldn't be the one talking.
What's that supposed to mean, Zia Brookside?
Yeah, we don't need to get into that. You can play with it and have some interesting finishes and do some cool things with intergender wrestling in general. It's not my cup of tea, but there have been some intergender wrestling matches I enjoyed. Like, for example, even though it kind of goes against with all the criteria I just had, last year in Wrestle Circus down there in Texas, Tessa wrestled Brian Cage.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the match. Now, on paper, Brian Cage should break Tessa in half. In 30 seconds. And Brian Cage went on to have a 15-minute, 20-minute match with Tessa. Logically, that doesn't work. But I enjoyed the match.
Before I had to turn off for a second, I meant to say, by the way, Adam Rice is a sexist, news at 11.
Yep. Yeah, thanks there. I need that in my life. Thank you, sir.
At PWFan01. Anybody have chat open?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody saying anything yet?
Nope.
Probably nobody knows we're on the air yet. I meant to put a link in the daily and I just didn't. Hey, what are your thoughts on intergender wrestling?
I actually asked her when you were away.
Oh. I miss all the good stuff.
Yeah, you do. But I'm actually going to give you something here on a silver platter. So we're going to shift away from Impact and Tessa and intergender wrestling real quick.
Intergender wrestling worked really well in Lucha Underground. It worked really well.
Sir. That's what killed Lucha Underground, honestly.
Yeah, okay, not all of it, but yeah, there were some good matches that came out of intergender.
Yeah, that worked.
Then they started doing it too much,
and then they got extreme with it.
Yeah,
and then that got cringy, and you don't want cringy.
Do you mind if I actually get to hear AA's answer on intergender? Sorry, guys,
by
listeners.
All means.
For those that already heard. Hey, what are your thoughts on? If you just want to summarize what you already said, like it, hate it, love it.
Well, as I pretty much as I said, it's okay if the women and the men are basically the same size. I was using RMP for an example. Heidi Howitzer is a big and strong woman. So when she takes it, but they don't put her up against someone like Filter.
Right.
6'6", 6'7", 300 some pounds. I mean, they don't put her up against someone that big.
I could see putting her up against someone like Curtis Cole.
Yeah, they can put her up against Curtis Cole. They can put her up against Severino Corrente.
Yeah.
They wouldn't put her up against Marlon Bishop because, well, heck,
or Vlad.
He's built.
Yeah.
And he's really a real nice guy. He's got a great voice.
But if you come with the right game plan, and this goes to like bringing actual sports into wrestling, um,
Mm-hmm.
if you have the right game plan, um, you can win. I mean, there's upsets all the time.
Right.
I can't remember her name right off the top of my head, but just knocked out Venus Williams in the first round of the Wimbledon.
Coco Golf.
Coco, yeah, 15 years old, knocked out one of the
Venus.
legends of tennis, one of the greats. And
Yep.
yeah, Venus is older, but Coco came in with a game plan and knocked her out in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Um, don't do it too much, and when you do it right, and that's a fine line. And everybody's going to have a different opinion of what right is in this scenario. Moving along.
Moving
I
right
kind
along.
of I'd want to move on right before we get into our G1 review. I wanted to have a quick rant about wrestling fans
Oh,
because they have once again upset me to a degree that when did fandom become so entitled? Um, I have three examples of stuff that really irk me. Two of them are in their personal lives, and one is um, on television. The first one here, today on social media, somebody felt the need to tweet out a video of Peyton Royce at her bachelorette party, simply enjoying herself at the Magic Mike Las Vegas show. And she was straddling the drummer playing at the show, just having a good time. There was nothing sexual about it or anything like that. But someone felt the need to tweet that out to say so. I don't know if they added Sean Spears, Ty Dillinger, her fiance, or what, but they felt the need to kind of call her out, saying, you need to come collect your girl or something like that. And it was an all elite wrestling fan, and I know it was because he put all elite in his on his Twitter name. When did we stop allowing these people to have personal lives?
uh,
Did,
that's been going on for so long.
but it's ramped up to
But
such a degree in the age of social media that it's quite frankly disturbing. She can't have fun at her bachelorette party. Someone has to call her out for social media to see. Secondly, this person who came up to Naomi and her husband at the gym and first of all called Naomi Carmella, said they were a big fan, but they got dissed and she didn't take the time of day. They are working out, which is quite frankly a part of their job description.
yeah,
They're on their time. If you're gracious and give them their space and approach them in a way that is respectful, they may take the time out of their day to take a picture with you or to speak to you for 30 seconds. You don't get to interrupt them doing things that directly impact their job. Gym time is one of them. Stop. And then, thirdly, the CM Punk chant on Monday Night Raw. I'm tired of it. I am personally sick of this whiny, entitled fan base whenever they get something they don't exactly want. And it wasn't even like they were given something bad. They were given Bayley versus Sarah Logan and Sarah Logan's return to Monday Night Raw, which is something new. That is something we haven't seen in a while, if at all.
Wasn't it the main event?
No,
No,
I wish it
no.
was.
Sorry. Yeah, I completely had a brain fart. Sorry.
It's fine. But during their match, they start chanting CM Punk. And I'm like, what do you mean? What does it mean when the fans start chanting his name? Are you saying you'd rather watch CM Punk in this time space? Are you saying what you're seeing is bad and you hate it? Are you saying that what you're seeing is boring? What is it?
Or you
Because
just dumbasses that don't have no other chance.
yes.
Where was
Say
Raw
what you
again?
mean.
I'm having a
Uh,
bad. Go ahead.
Raw was
Uh,
in. Let me just.
Shit. Dead air. Dead air. Dead air.
Dead air.
Dun
Dead air.
dun 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 dun.
Dun.
Okay.
Dead air, 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 dead air.
Shit. And mm, my
Where?
memory. Sorry. You guys can always tell when the medicine hits. My memory's just flying out the window. Fuck. Where was Raw?
Oh, let me look real quick. I'll figure it out.
Okay. Keep talking while you're looking.
But I don't think it was in one of those traditionally smirky cities. Um, crap. I'm sorry. Um,
Oh, I gotta do everything myself.
I'm not easily finding it, and I don't know why that is.
Blame it on Todd.
Okay, yeah, it's Todd's fault.
Well, to keep us from having dead air, folks,
Yeah,
you need
yeah,
to
I'm
listen
sorry.
to me for a while. Just
Uh,
talking about nothing really important.
They were at
I
the
will.
Prudential Center.
So that's
They were in Newark.
Jersey. They were in Jersey. Okay.
Yeah.
So
God, see.
yeah. So we are. They are in that corridor. We know what that area of the country's like: New York, Philadelphia, Boston, Newark. Very smarky fan base in that general area. So they were probably just bitching to bitch, which is what smarks do from time to time. And but it's tiresome.
It very
Say
so is.
say what you mean. If you think that Bailey versus Sarah Logan sucks, don't chant CM Punk. Chant this shit sucks or we hate this. I personally disagree,
Right.
but if that's what you mean, say it. If you think this is boring, boring. We've heard the chant before.
Yes. Many a
Say
time.
it. Do you know what happens when the fans start to chant CM Punk backstage? They tune you out. They
You're you're not accomplishing anything, even trying to get yourself over as a crowd. You're not accomplishing shit.
they've heard the CM Punk chants now for what has it been? 5 years? 6 years?
Mm, five. Five.
They they
Five-ish.
they've they tried to work with you. You shit on them. We do I agree with everything WWE does on screen? No. Do I think they've done a particularly good job of being responsive to the fans? Not really. But I can recognize when they try to do different things. It's few and far between, yes, but they try. When you chant CM Punk, their conditioned response now is to say, oh, well, they're just upset. And they'll move on. You're accomplishing nothing.
You're not telling them anything by chanting CM Punk. You're not telling them this is boring. You're not telling them we don't want this. You're not telling them anything positive. Heaven forbid wrestling fans be positive every once in a while. Like, you know, we want Riot Squad, something. Or, where is Liv? Something to. I think what you're saying and what I'm about to say is the feedback is mooted by a CM Punk chant. Um,
There's nothing
to build off of the crowd chanting CM Punk.
The company, the people backstage are tuning you out. Bailey and Sarah have no idea. You're basically leaving them out to dry. Because once you start chanting CM Punk, they don't know what to do next. Because this is, even though they do extensively plan out what they're going to do backstage, you're still trying to play off the crowd. And when you start chanting CM Punk, you're killing everything they're going to try to do. So you're directly affecting Sarah and Bailey.
While they're in the middle of performing.
It's one thing, it is much better for them to have a match and there be no response than to have a match and to get that response. No response tells them something. A CM Punk chant tells
Let's
them
not do
nothing.
This match again.
Right. I'd rather them have a match and hear a pin drop than to have a match and then get basically static feedback when you do a CM Punk chant. Because you're not giving feedback. You're just whining to hear yourself whine. A CM Punk chant.
You just want to hear people chant to hear themselves chant. It's all about them. It's not about anything else. It's nothing constructive. It's nothing. It's about look at us. We know who CM Punk is.
Look at us. We're being smirky and it's stupid. A CM Punk chant in 2019 is the equivalent of when your toddler starts whining for no good reason. When, for some reason, out of the nowhere, they just start crying and whining, and they can't tell you what it is that's making them upset. Yeah. They're just upset.
Are you hungry? Mm-mm. Or do you have a dirty diaper? Mm-mm. What's the fucking problem? Mm-mm. I'm just...
like when for some reason they have a toy sitting on the floor, they're not playing with it, and you pick it up, and all of a sudden it's World War III.
Yeah.
Why are you crying? You're taking my toy, but you weren't playing with it. Yeah, but it's my toy. But you weren't playing with it.
Yeah.
But it's mine. And at that point, you're just ready to choke a 3-year-old.
Been there, done that.
That's what you're doing.
And that doesn't really go away, because now he's 10, and sometimes I still want to choke him. I want to go all Homer on him. Why you
little? But that's what you're doing when you chant CM Punk. So my advice is, stop. Say what you mean.
The the shows you go to in Rocky Mountain Pro, are there ever just dumb chants?
No.
All the
I mean,
episodes I've watched, when they do chant, they're chanting about something happening in the ring
At that moment.
at that moment about one of the wrestlers in the ring. They're not doing, and I've never heard of "this is boring" or anything like that chant in Rocky Mountain Pro.
Nope. Nope.
Uh,
I've never heard it either. That's
but
because
if they
Rocky Mountain
were,
Pro isn't boring.
well, there's also that. Yeah, they
there's
would have
that,
no
yeah.
reason to.
But that is still more constructive
Yes,
than
that lets
white
people in
noise.
charge that are running the operation. Um, okay, this crowd thought this was boring. And either you go one or two different directions, maybe three. Um, you put that match again in a different crowd and see if you get the same response. You immediately say, okay, we're not going to run this match anymore because people found it boring.
And
Yeah,
it
those.
really sucks. It really sucks because this was, and I'm speaking strictly as a fan now. I always speak as a fan, but really as
I
a
was about
fan,
to
I'm
say,
one of the performers
what were
here.
you before?
An expert, sir. Uh, I'm an expert like Stephen A. Smith is an expert. Speaking as a fan, this was Sarah Logan's return to Raw. And I know that
Yeah.
doesn't mean some to a lot of people, and I get that. But I really like Sarah. And I like
Yes.
the Riot Squad. And I've said that many times. And
Yes.
here she is, kind of in a new look. She's trying to reintroduce herself to the audience. And you chant CM Punk. What are you doing? Is
And
your
it's
verbal masturbation worth more than what's happening in the ring?
and it wasn't just like Sarah Logan makes her return against I'm just going to throw a name out there, Dana Brooke. This was Sarah Logan versus Bailey.
Right. And the
Uh,
fans, and of course they
surely,
didn't.
go ahead.
Go ahead. No,
No,
you,
go ahead.
sir. I
Um,
insist.
oh, well then. Um, and surely there's especially with it being in Newark, a lot of the crowd, even casuals that watch on TV, know Sarah Logan's been off TV since the split, since the wild whatever the fuck you want to call it. This was her first time back, and you would think like there would be some more appreciation there just for that. Like, hey, she's back on our TV. I mean,
It's
she's
just,
done main event stuff, but not
yeah.
Raw.
And look, I'm also going to say, and I'm going to make a quick complaint about the company now, and then we can move on to the G1. At least until Matt gets here.
Matt's computer's updating on him.
I saw that.
Again?
Sarah came out this past Monday, and they didn't update anything. She had the same they gave her no new music. It was the Riot Squad music. They didn't update the Titantron. They didn't give her new graphics or anything. She had a new look, I mean, personally, but they put her out there and said, "Go be new," but you gave her nothing stylized.
Right. Nothing to separate yourself of besides, oh, yeah, that she was a member of the Riot Squad.
And that probably is one of the other reasons why the fans chanted CM Punk. They put someone out there and said, "Why should we go make them care about you, or go make them boo you, get some heat?" But if the fans are already like, "Well, hell, they didn't do anything new for her. This is old packaging. Why should I care?" It hurts. The fans chanting CM Punk sucks. But what also sucks is when the company isn't going to It's going to take you off TV for weeks, but not repackage you in a meaningful way.
Right, and it doesn't even have to be like a complete overhaul.
Right.
A new theme. Although her still coming out to Riot Squad music does leave me a little glimmer of hope. A
Please
little
bring them back
glimmer.
together. Please.
And as everyone knows, you and I are huge Riot Squad fans. You, myself, and our friend and
DSM.
loyal listener, DSM. Um, we've named ourselves out of the three different characters. And by the way, you're Sarah, so you got CM Punk chant. They fucked you up.
They always do. And I said this, actually, I responded to this to the Cage Side Twitter when they brought up this point. And I said, they didn't have a plan for the Riot Squad when they put them together. And they didn't have a plan for them when they split them up. And that's egregious.
Yes.
And just in wrestling terms, if you don't have a plan, don't do anything. You do less harm by just not touching something than if you break it apart and then go, oh shit, what do we do now?
Those three ladies, once they got put together, by them being put together, created their own inseparable bond without booking or plans or you can tell Liv, Sarah, and Ruby are going to be like friends for life. Like they're going to be, and that translated so quickly on screen, which is I think why you, myself, and DSL fell in love with them because you could just see the happiness and the joy and with them being together, regardless of if they lost here or lost there, they were just or got knocked the fuck out by Botch Bella. They're it just they don't even have to do anything. It just translates so well. These are actually three people that are friends, and I hate using the term because Vince might be listening. Behind the curtain, like they're actual friends, and it
just translated really well.
Yeah, and there was so much more they could have done with Riot Squad. So much more.
I'm half tempted to rebook the Riot Squad myself and just do it, so that way I can get some sort of satisfaction out of it. But so we will move on from my ranting and raving to the big show from this past weekend, the G1 Climax in Dallas. Yeah, you were supposed to go, but life got in the way.
You had to be an adult.
Oh, life sucks, man. I had 5 tickets. I had 4 front row. Sold those for 5 right behind the front row. Had my meet and greet tickets and all that to meet Naito, Ibushi, Liger Friday. And like life happens, man. And I couldn't go. However, my brother did attend, and he couldn't get 4 people that were on the same schedule to go Saturday. But my brother did go and was able to take a couple of his friends, one that had never seen New Japan. And he did get me, since he took my tickets for the meet and greets, I did get a Naoto autograph and a Bushi autograph. And he says he got me a surprise that I still don't know what it is. He, for whatever reason, couldn't meet Liger. I don't know if he got there too late, getting to Bushi and Naoto first. But he says he got a surprise. So I will see what that is whenever I get it. So yeah, heartbroken. I was supposed to be at this show, like literally heartbroken. I don't mind missing like a WWE house show. Like, yeah, it's fun, but this was New Japan.
It was the G1,
and the main event: Okada, Tanahashi, Ibushi versus Kenta,
Kenta.
making his New Japan debut. Just uh, uh
Well, it wasn't his debut; it was his G1 debut.
G1
He
debut.
wrestled for the. He wrestled for the company 15 years ago.
He wrestled for Noah.
Well, they were saying during the broadcast that he did wrestle for New Japan a long time ago.
He wrestled as a Noah representative in New Japan, defending the GHC titles, but I don't think he was ever actually signed to New Japan.
Same difference. It was his first time back with the company in 15 years in some capacity, and it was his first G1. Semantics on some level. But what we will do here is, do you guys want to do you want to go over the full card, or do you just want to go over the G1?
I'll do a quick rundown because there's a match in particular on the undercard that, like, what the God, Gorillas of Destiny, Tama Tonga and Tonga Lee defeated Show and Yo.
Tonga Loa.
What'd I say?
I think you said Tonga Lee.
Did I? You know, I know better.
You know word good.
I know word good. Not surprising at all. It was what it was. It was
coming across on television. This match was flat.
Yeah, and it was a very short match. It was what, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, something like that.
It's officially listed at 6:42.
Okay. Now on this note, I will say my brother held his phone up for as long as he could, so I could watch some on Skype. I don't have access, and it didn't air. It only aired live on Access until the following day. They put it on World, so that was neat. Getting to watch it on Skype and not hearing commentary, but hearing the crowd reactions and stuff. A match I have somewhat of an issue with. Jeff Cobb and Narita's Young Lion against Ishii and Shoto Umino, who is going to be a star. And for those that don't know who Shoto Umino is, he's Red Shoes' son. And for those that don't know who Red Shoes is, he's the most famous referee maybe in the history of wrestling. He's not. That's hyperbole. But
that was a bit hyperbole, sir.
But he's definitely the most beloved and famous in Japan wrestling.
Yes. Well, actually, that's probably also a debate, but I'll get to that in a second.
Well, okay. And they put Narita, who's also going to be a big star, but I'm just in love with Shota. They put Jeff Cobb and Narita over Ishii, who everybody knows I love Ishii. She's like in my top 5 current.
Working.
And I didn't agree with that. Not much to the match. It was a decent match.
This match should have opened.
Yeah.
Because they got the crowd involved. And the crowd got hot for this match. Cobb and Ishii did what they do. They beat the hell out of each other. The Young Lions had a great showing. Bryn Narita and Shota Umino both had great showings. Not just against each other, against the 2 stars. The 2 stars gave them stuff to do.
Yes.
The whole sequence with Narita trying to suplex Ishii was great.
Funny. Yes.
And it popped the crowd.
Yes. It's fucking Ishii, man. Like, what? He paid for it.
Right. So I really enjoyed this match. It only went about 7:18 is what it's being officially listed as, and I look forward. Where I'm assuming Narita and Umino are going out on an excursion here soon.
Yes, they. Another friend of ours, Brute, and I thought they would already be on excursion, and then they did the Australian show, and now this show. But I think after this, they're going on an excursion. And for those that don't know what that means, in New Japan, young lions go on excursion, and when they come back, they're main roster, if you will, for lack of
They
better.
go out for seasoning, basically.
Yes.
I'm assuming they're both headed for CMLL.
For their seasoning,
Yes.
for their excursion.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
Unless they're sending one of them to Ring of Honor.
Oh.
I wouldn't hate either one in Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Because God knows both. They need somebody.
And I'd put Shota. If we had to choose, one goes to CMLL, one goes to Ring of Honor, I would choose Shota to Ring of Honor and put Narita
in Mexico.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree
that
with
would
that.
Work.
I'm here for it. I will agree with you on one thing. I think they gave a little bit too much away of Cobb and Ishii. They should have saved a little something. They didn't give everything away, but they should have saved some stuff for their G1 match, because afterward they did the pull apart brawl, and I didn't think that was necessary.
It wasn't at all.
The next match was Chaos, Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi taking on Bullet Club's Chase Owens and Jay White. This match was boring.
Very much so. And can we just be done with Chaos? I'm so frustrated with Chaos. And now, after Southern Showdown, we have more members joining Chaos.
Robbie Eagles is in Chaos now.
I'm so over Chaos.
And I don't know why Kevin Kelly and who's the not Trent Beretta member of Roppongi Vice?
Who's the what?
Who's the guy who's not Trent Beretta and Roppongi Vice?
I have no idea what you're asking.
The tag team, Roppongi Vice.
Oh.
Trent Beretta.
Best friends?
Who's this put? No.
We're not talking about best friends. Okay.
No, we're talking about.
Yeah, the Vice Squad thingy. When it comes to Trent Beretta,
Rocky Romero.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Which is another one that I just tune out.
Rocky Romero was doing color with Kevin Kelly for the Access show. And they kept putting over Chase Owens. They kept saying, people keep forgetting how important Chase Owens is to Bullet Club. He's vital to Bullet Club. And I'm sitting there going, when the fuck has Chase Owens ever been vital to anything in Bullet Club?
And I don't get why they're trying to push, because they gave Chase a good showing in the Battle of the Super Juniors, and I don't get it whatsoever. I realize, like, your Gaijin stars all just left basically, but quit. I just don't get it.
Pumping up Chase Owens isn't the answer.
No.
I know
pumping
you're
up Jay White wasn't the answer.
Well, they're not done with that. That'll come back full circle.
I know.
But Chase Owens is not. He isn't bland as toast. He's bland as just white bread. A matter of fact, Jesus. He's not even when everybody was still in Bullet Club. He was what, the fifth most important Gaijin?
Yeah, and that's just the Gaijins. Like that's just the Gaijins. Like he's a nobody.
And I don't know, I'm being disrespectful, and on some level I don't mean to be, but also he just doesn't do anything for me. So I don't know what they're doing here, but he's not that important. Chaos went over, and it was the right call.
Excuse me.
Another 8-minute match. I'm not gonna. Hiroki Goto is great. I love Goto, but I can you can throw everybody else in this match in the garbage. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, Yoshihashi does nothing for me. Jay White, I'm pretty much loathe. Chase Owens, I just don't get. But moving along, then we
The
get
6-man tag.
Yano, Shrug, Fuck Knuckle, which is Juice Robinson, and Jushin Thunder Liger against Lij. Naito.
Bushi, Naito, and Shingo Takagi.
This was fun.
It was fun. It had your typical Yano stuff, which I can take or leave.
I'm noticing more and more people negative against Yano, and I like Yano. I don't like comedy all the time in my wrestling, but Yano's just, I'm endeared to him. He's endeared me. Like I like Yano.
That crowd though for Jushin, man.
Good God.
They wanted him to start that match, and they got it, and he is getting the send-off he so richly deserves.
Yes.
Good.
This is one of the few times where a wrestler in a year in advance says, I'm retiring. I'm going to do a retirement tour. This is what I want. And he's getting it. He's getting everything he's asked for, and well earned, well deserved. If Liger asks for something, Liger's going to get it.
Yeah.
We got to make sure we haven't put AA to sleep yet.
Allie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, great. Did you watch the G1, Allie?
Nope.
Okay. It was on Access. I was
watching murder porn.
Of course.
Oh Lord. Well, make up your mind. Were you watching the G1 or you? Nothing.
I like some of the things in this match. I love Shingo Takagi. It's amazing that Shingo Takagi is technically a junior.
Yes.
Because that dude is built.
And he's one of the Takagi's. How do I word this? He needs to move up.
Yeah, soon. I mean, not. It can hold off till next year. Maybe let him do another. Maybe let him do another BOSJ.
Right.
Best of the Super Juniors. But after that, he can move up because he has the body for it.
And he's good enough to pull it off with the heavyweights.
Yeah,
being
he looks
smaller than some of the heavy, he can pull it off. Before we do put her to, go ahead.
Well, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Your opinion's just
one thing invalid as everyone else's. One of the things I noticed I will reach through this phone, sir. Shut up, Todd. One of the I want to know if you noticed this, because I noticed this. Did you notice how Juice and Naito kind of kept locking eyes?
Yeah, I was gonna, in passing, bring that up. Um, where that's leading, there was some subtlety there of what could
Is
be
is
coming.
is Juice going to get an Intercontinental title shot?
I
For
don't know, but I don't know, but I do know this. Today I was eating at a restaurant, and when I got finished, the waitress came to me and said, "Do you want a box for those leftovers?" And I said, "No, but I'll rescue you for them."
And I'm out. Good night, everybody.
Hi, Matt.
Hello.
do we need to
That
quit?
silence just. Oh shit! He started talking. Never mind.
Um, do we need to quit talking about the G1 Climax, Matt, so we don't spoil it for you?
I don't know. I mean, I just started, so
Okay.
I mean, you can if you want to, but I won't mind. I mean, but if we are going to talk about the G1 Climax, then we do need to give a word from our sponsors, BlueChew.com, for
Oh, already! Wow, he hasn't even been here 10 seconds.
It's time to wrap up the show already. All right,
Yeah.
well,
What do you
take us
know?
out, AA.
No, we still got time. We still got time.
How was work,
in
Matt?
fair,
work was good.
Nice.
in fairness to Matt, what we will do is we will put a pin in the G1 there because we haven't actually talked about any of the G1
Yeah, we've
tournament
only talked
matches.
about the undercard. We've only talked about the
Um,
tag matches. Because I was about to laugh
Yeah,
my ass off on this next match.
because I think I'm on the Lance Archer versus Will Ospreay on my
have you
DVR.
have you watched it, or is that where you're starting?
That's where I'm at.
Okay, so that's probably a good place to put a pin in it. We will revisit the G1 um, Dallas show next week.
And
Oh,
by
we're not
We'll
waiting for
also,
next week. We're starting now. We're going right now. I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
make up
so
your.
we'll put a pin in the G1 Dallas show, hold it off to next week, which will also allow us to review and take in night 2 B block, which is this weekend. Um,
Isn't
and
it next weekend? No, it's this weekend. Okay.
it's this weekend.
Okay.
Night 2.
That works. And then next week we can focus more on just the first round of A block and the first round of B block and mesh it all together. That works.
Yeah. Yep. So now that Matt is
Thanks
here,
for ruining everything, Matt.
damn it. Um,
I mean, I could always read more puns. I could
no,
do
no,
that.
God,
Please, dear
no,
God, no,
stop,
no, 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 no,
stop
no,
it,
no, no.
no, no. What
I'm
we
with
will
you, Matt.
do.
I mean, radical bakers are always going against the whole grain. I mean, what you say?
Oh, oh. Um,
Mm.
what we will do then is actually turn the show over to Metal Matt for his
Do we have
major league,
to?
for the Major League Wrestling. Was it Kings of the Coliseum this weekend, Matt?
Yeah, Kings of the Coliseum from last weekend.
Um, from Chicago, where I think they did a sold out house.
I think so.
Yep, they did.
2,200 fans showed up for the Kings of the Coliseum event and tapings because they always tape shows after their big events. Um,
Real quick,
so
speaking of attendance, sorry, Matt, sorry, Adam, sorry, AA.
no, you're not.
The announced um, attendance for Dallas was 4,686.
48, 46.
Yeah, 48, 46. Okay.
Yep.
Which, when you're playing American Airlines Center, seems small. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of empty seats. New Japan usually plays smaller venues. So this, even with all the empty seats, this is one of the bigger audiences they've performed in front of outside of, say, like the Tokyo Dome or something like that. This was a big
Yeah.
audience to see a New Japan. Yeah, it's hard to grasp. Like, there were so many empty seats because there was a lot, but it was still a good turnout for them. I don't think they expected to sell out the AAC. I personally would have run a smaller venue in Dallas if I was going to go to Dallas.
The thing with Dallas is, um, there, for as big as the Metroplex is, there aren't a lot of large venues. That venues that can handle let me rephrase that. There aren't a lot of venues that can hold a smaller capacity wrestling crowd. The American Airlines the American Airlines Center is almost their only and best option.
You have a few choices, several choices. There's a lot of high school, college gymnasiums
What
in the
about,
area.
and I'm just doing this just by doing a quick cursory research. Um, what is your knowledge of the Fair Park Coliseum?
Besides it being a rundown piece of shit.
That's answering all my questions. But it was an 8,500 seat building.
Yeah.
4,046 looks better in an 8,000 seat building than a 15,000 seat building. And I
The
understand.
Fair Park Coliseum needs to be redone,
It
remodeled.
hasn't been it hasn't
Yeah,
been renovated since '88.
that's what like it's, and they, even the little bit of upkeep they've done, it's last time I was there, which 15 years ago, 14 years ago, even then it was, and to my knowledge, they haven't renovated it since. They still run stuff there, but it's not a venue you want 5,000 wrestling fans watching a wrestling show being in. It's not really a venue you want to go, period.
Is there any venue in that area do you think they could have done it at?
They could have
Indoor
gone,
venue.
yeah, they could have gone to Plano, which is right outside of Dallas. They have a big gymnasium for their Plano school. You have the UTD, University of Texas at Dallas gymnasium.
I mean, I understand they ran the American Airlines because of the Mark Cuban connection.
Yes.
Probably didn't charge much to run the building. But they probably should have had some forward thinking, because I noticed several times throughout the show they wanted to go to a camera angle, but they cut quick because of the wide, vast majority of empty seats behind it.
And they announced during the show that they're coming back to the, not Charlotte
East
this
Coast.
time. Yeah, the East Coast, but not Charlotte. Like, this is like the New England area, if you will. And those are all, I think the biggest arena out of the three they listed is 5,000 capacity, something like that. More
It's
fitting for a New Japan show.
It's oh, I forget the name of the third building. It's in Boston, but they're running the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York, the 2300 Arena in Hammerstein in New York, which is we all know a bunch of famous wrestling shows have come from there. The 2300 Arena in Philadelphia, the old ECW Arena, and I forget the name of the place they're running in Boston.
Who cares? It's Boston.
My point exactly. So smaller venues would look better, always look better. So for those crowds, because American Airlines Arena Center, whatever you want to call it, is center. I know American Airlines Arena is actually something completely different.
In Miami.
Yep. The American Airlines Center is a big building. It's cavernous when you have that small of a crowd.
Yes.
It's just optics. It's optics. It's all optics.
Yeah.
But we interrupted. We jumped in front of Matt. So Matt.
I mean, the way that you were describing that arena, I wasn't sure if you were describing that arena in Florida or the Cleveland Browns arena.
The Cleveland Browns don't have an arena, sir. They have a stadium.
Not anymore. Well, I mean, when the Cleveland Browns is there, is it really a stadium? I mean, come on.
Do you even watch football?
His Brown jokes are so off the wall.
And on point.
No, that's the point. They're not on point. But Major League Wrestling.
Lead us into the show there, Matt.
Well, the show started with Alexander Hammerstone issuing an open challenge for his new title, and Kota Brazil ended up answering the challenge. And Hammerstone did end up retaining the title.
And the crowd goes silent. CM Punk.
Stop it. I like the Dynasty, but the Dynasty, to me, they're three guys all playing the same note.
Essentially, yeah.
And it's when you have when a band is all playing the same note, it sounds even, but it doesn't make music. There needs to be some variety, and the only variety between them is Hammerstone just happens to be the bigger of the three guys. But it is what it is. Continue, please.
And then we had an in-ring segment. We had Jim Cornette with the Jim Cornette Experience live as he interviewed Salina Dillaranta.
Was this
Where's AA? Where's AA?
I'm here.
Whoop, say it again, Matt.
Salina Dillaranta.
I love it.
Was this a kayfabe interview or was it a more shoot style?
It was completely kayfabe.
So it really wasn't like the Jim Cornette Experience. It was more like a Jim Cornette Experience as brought to you by MLW.
BlueChew.com.
Essentially, yeah. So Conan ended up returning to the MLW. I don't know why, but he just shows up, and Salina ended up threatening to reveal a secret about Conan.
Oh, good, the whole secret gimmick.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
The truth is, Conan, I'm your mommy.
Gross.
That would be.
I mean,
I almost smacked my forehead up against the steering wheel. What the is Conan? Not about the joke. About Conan.
Or I have a question for you, Conan. How happy is Katie Bick?
Okay, now I am smacking my forehead up against the forehead because my
tell
steering
me
wheel.
she didn't say that. Tell me she didn't say that.
No.
She said
Okay,
it.
No,
Colin.
that's all Matt doing Matt stuff.
Oh, we don't talk about Katie Vick on the show.
You're
But
terrible, sir.
I like Conan, but it isn't 1996 anymore. He isn't,
All of a sudden, I like Conan more than I like Matt. Just literally just
all of a
happened.
sudden, all of a sudden this happens. But he isn't the guy he was. He can't be. His body won't let him. So he's a decent enough talker and promo guy, and I understand MLW was doing a lot for Lucha here in the U.S. But does he do anything for you, Matt? Does Conan's presence do anything?
Absolutely not. I understand that Conan is like a big legend in Mexico. He does nothing for me.
AA, have you been able to catch any of the MLW stuff on
Nope.
YouTube?
Nope.
AA, do you know what wrestling is?
Yep. But I'm RMP. I bleed RMP.
What color is that specifically?
Purple.
Right?
Okay. Sounds like you have a medical issue.
Right?
But
WebMD just said you have the plague.
but please continue, Matt.
And then the main event was Filthy Tom Lawler defending the MLW World Heavyweight Championship against Jacob Fatu. And, well, in a bit of a surprise, we have a new MLW champion. Jacob Fatu is now the new MLW champion.
And this was the right call.
Absolutely
I think
was.
so. Yeah. Like, I was a bit surprised by it, but I'm not mad about it. I think it was time for Lawler to drop the title. And it'll be interesting to see one of Contra as a champion in MLW.
Yeah.
They did everything right here. They introduced them to a big surprise, and they got the crowd angry. You know, they did with the trash. They do trash in the ring. They got the crowd amped up, and ever since their debut, they've made it Contra and Joseph Fatu specifically look like a killer in ring.
Yeah, I mean, by the end of the match, by the end of the show, the ring was looking like Cleveland Browns Stadium.
Good
Sir,
God.
First of all, you're younger than me. You don't know what that looked like. Okay, you were too young for Bottlegate.
It's not even. Is Cleveland Brown Stadium still standing?
Yes, the new one.
The new one.
The municipal field has been torn down for years.
I was talking about municipal.
No, that's been gone. They tore down municipal, and then that's where the current stadium sits.
Right. Because Cleveland is too shitty to have, like, my great city of Houston. We can have Reliant.
Shut up.
Right next to, seriously, a historical landmark in the Astrodome. You guys, like fucking sardines. We don't have room for two. Let's build this one where that one was.
Sir, for a city as cultured as Cleveland, we can't have all the luxuries you have.
Cultured? Cultured?
You heard me.
That's a first.
Shut up.
What the?
Stop it.
We're sidetracking. We're sidetracking. What the hell is cultured about Cleveland?
Sir?
You gave us the Drew Carey show.
Which is great.
You gave us Major League.
which is a great. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, great on some days. There's tons of great food in Cleveland.
Just don't go to Cincinnati.
Just never. The only two, only one good thing ever came out of Cincinnati. Rosa Lavelle. Really, that's really about it. Yeah, well, okay, I'm sorry. And John Moxley. I'm sorry.
I
Two
was
good
waiting.
things came out of Cincinnati. That's really about it. I'm sorry, Cincinnati. I try. I really do. You're in Ohio. I try, but I just can't. Your chili is fucking awful.
You're Kentucky North, motherfuckers.
Yes. Um. So from here, Matt, just to pick your brain a little bit, where do
Oh,
you
please don't.
think there?
Please don't pick his brain. Please. We're asking for trouble.
What do you think the end game here is for Jacob Fatu and the rest of Contra?
Um, I'm not sure. I do think that Fatu will end up dropping the title by MLW's first pay per view, which is Super Fight in November. As far as to who he drops it to, I'm not sure. Like, it could be somebody that's in MLW right now. It very well could be someone that hasn't even been in MLW yet.
CM Punk.
I
CM
don't
Punk.
know.
CM Punk.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
What are your thoughts on the departures from MLW and how they've handled it? Because I think they've done a good job of who they've lost and how they're moving on. Like, I don't want to say like they weren't there, but um,
well, the big one they recently lost was Daga.
Yeah.
That sucked because I enjoyed Daga, and I personally hope one of the other North American promotions, well, United States promotions, gives them a shot. WWE, AEW, Impact, Ring of Honor. Daga could go be a star in Ring of Honor because they need
Yeah.
bodies. And he could be more than just a body. He's that good. He's 30, so he's
So he could be
starting
a body
on.
Donna.
Good God! Listen, we all try to forget the body Donnas ever happened because they killed the career in WWE of Chris Candido. And that's a damn shame. I'm not even going to address that anymore. But who else have they lost here recently?
I don't know. Sammy Callahan, I guess.
Yeah,
Most
Callahan
recently.
famously is out the door. And I'll be honest, we were talking about Sammy earlier because of his match he had with Tessa Blanchard. I don't think Sammy fit what MLW wants to do. He was always a square peg in a round hole in MLW. So I don't think that's a big loss. The thing that I'm impressed with what MLW is doing is they've brought in some guys who are problem children, like Teddy Hart. Um, Austin Aries made his debut last week.
Oh my God! Yeah, that was the saddest freaking crap ever. It
Please
was.
elaborate.
I don't know. Like, just to me, it didn't seem like he wanted to be there. Like, I don't know. Like, he just kind of looked depressing. Like, he wasn't necessarily like out of shape per se, but it wasn't like how he looked in WWE. Like, it just seemed like there was a light gone from his eyes. I don't know. Like, it's difficult to describe.
Could it be because he ran himself out of every other promotion in the country?
Probably, yeah.
And hopefully he runs himself out of MLW quickly.
If you had to pick, Matt, who do you want to see start a program up? Because I know they're going to do a rematch between Fatu and Lawler.
Yeah, they just announced it for Never Say Never later this month.
And then after that, I assume Fatu's going to win the rematch. After Lawler, who do you think that next guy's going to be?
I
Or
don't
who would you
know.
like to see it be?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I could possibly see Mance Warner being the next guy to challenge Fatu, but I'm
I
not
wouldn't
sure.
hate it. I do, because it's now become his exclusive home. For now, do you think Davey Boy is going to get a heavyweight title shot here?
It's
No,
possible. It's possible. I mean, it's
Um,
possible, but I think Teddy Hart gets it before he does.
okay.
Natalia's friend.
That still will never be old. Um, you mentioned that MLW later this year will be going to actual pay-per-view.
Yes.
Have you read up on the details? Do you know what's coming, or you still
I
fuzzy
think
on
they
that?
I think they just announced that it's going to be Super Fight in November. It's going to cost 19.95, which suck it AEW.
Yeah.
And it's coming to you from Chicago.
Yes.
They also did. Court Bauer did a interview where he said Chicago's going to become a major hub for them at a good time too, because it's not like Ring of Honor's drawing crowds in their city. Remember that was the Chicago is Ring of Honor's heart, and
Yes.
another promotion is getting ready to independent promotion. A sold out a crowd of 2,200 people. Um, it is going to continue to run events there. So tells you how far Ring of Honor has fallen. Um, they said that Ring of Honor is going to be, I mean, Ring of Honor, Chicago is going to become a major hub for them. They're going to run a bunch of events out of there. Um, Later this year, we talked about it this just last week. MLW is going to Dallas. Uh, the thing I love coming out of Court Bauer's interviews and the announcement of the pay per view, 1995 for the pay per view cost. That's what it should cost if you're a promotion of that size.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it affordable. It makes you go, I've enjoyed watching the last few weeks. I want to see how this plays out. It'll make you want to pay for the event. It's not like AEW charging people $60 or makes them watch via Bleacher Report Live.
Man, I gotta
Mox's,
tell you. Man, I gotta tell you, the thought of watching AEW from Bleacher Report makes me want to drink bleach.
I
Selena
refuse
De La
to.
Renta can get your mind off of that.
Serena De
I
La Renta can
refuse
get my
to.
um,
mind off of an oncoming truck.
well, she gets my mind off a lot of things, but that's beside the point.
Sir.
TMI,
And,
TMI.
and I just wanted to bring up Bleacher Report Live because it's Mox's favorite streaming service. Uh,
I will fucking hurt you, sir.
I know. That's why I said it. Um, Mox, hearing
What?
what is the 1995 MLW pay per view price point? Does that give you an incentive to maybe want to purchase the pay per view, or is that still kind of a we'll wait and see?
No, it's the price point is not to pull a mat here, but the price point is on point.
Womp womp.
Um, womp womp. Yeah, I'll definitely get it. If nothing else, consider getting it. Um, Depends on how much my son breaks me between now and then. But yeah, $20 is a lot of money. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it's not so in this day of age of when you can get WWE for $9.99, New Japan World for $8.66, and get like everything. Uh, it I can see where some people 1995, but and you brought up a good point with the AEW charging $60. Like $60 is a whole lot of money. 20 bucks I could spend and not um what am I looking for here? Like where if I'm gonna have milk and eggs and stuff for that kind of like $60 was a lot to fork
Well,
out.
what kind of eggs are we talking here?
A carton of 12? Sir.
Over easy, scrambled. I mean, I gotta know.
With a carton of 12, you can make every day something different, sir.
Or a nice quiche.
There you go,
Rikishi?
Oh
sir.
God, I knew. Knew he was gonna do it. So, what was your overall grade of the MLW Kings of the Coliseum show, Matt?
I thought it was pretty solid. I thought all the matches were pretty solid, pretty good. I liked the Selena Derlingata segment, despite Conan showing his face. Other than that, I thought it was a pretty solid show for the most part.
I haven't checked. Did she produce this show?
No, she didn't produce this show, I don't
Okay.
think. But I think she should executive produce more shows. More shows. More. Wouldn't you agree, Mox?
Oh, the more the better.
The more Serena De La Renta on my television, the better. And that's a shoot. So
We're talking
with
about
that,
producing,
producing,
sir.
yeah, yes. So I was talking about too. Um, with that all said, and of course we're putting a pin into the G1 for the week. Is there anything else in the world of wrestling anybody wanted to comment on? With that
Hey,
said, with that said, I guess we can wrap up the show for the night. So, Allie, if you're still with us, let's go ahead and go into the go home.
poor Matt gets to show up for like 15 minutes.
I know.
We'll make it up to you somehow, man. We just haven't discussed it. And Allie's asleep. Mox, you know what to do.
Hey, hey. I'll text her. While I'm doing that, um, so far from did they so you've seen all the undercard of the G1? If you're already on the cramp. If you're already on the undercard or on the G1 itself, did you see any of the tag matches, Matt?
Matt.
Hmm?
Oh God, that's a record for us, Rice. We put two of them to sleep,
Wait, what?
and she's back.
I've been back. I've just been listening.
We've been talking to you.
No, you haven't.
Ma'am. Oh, so I just don't matter. That's what that means.
I mean that's unfortunate, man. I mean that really is unfortunate. I mean, I gotta ask you, Adam, are you French? Because I feel for you.
Did you really just do that? Allie, please take us into the go home.
Every there's
Do we
nothing else.
have to?
Anyone else?
I don't
Well, you
believe
know
there's
what
really
time it
anything.
is, and rice has to be rice and be a little bitch and
No,
Yes,
can't stick
sir.
around and
he's
have
adulting. He's adulting.
I'm an adulting, like a proper
rice
individual.
has never adulted a day in his life.
This might also be true, but
I
I'm
mean,
here to confirm or deny.
well, well, if Adam does something underhanded to us, would he be dirty rice?
Really? Really?
Take us home. Take us home. Take
Now.
us home now. Take us home now.
Why, Matt's on a roll.
If he keeps on, Adam's going to be no more Mr. Rice Guy. It's just
Shut up, CS.
Okay, where can they find everyone? Mr. Rice?
You can find me at PWFan01 on Twitter and at Creech Right Seats, SB Nation's pro wrestling blog, in the daily and the nightly.
And what about you, Metal Matt?
And you can find me on Twitter at MetalMat15. You know, say hang on in case I sit down the daily and the nightly, and hopefully soon me and Angel will be able to do our AE podcast on SmackDown vs. Raw and Taboo Tuesday 2004. So hopefully soon.
And where can they get a hold of you, Moxie?
I would change my Twitter handle to at I no longer like MetalMat15. You can find me at Fireman6809 on Twitch, Mox_VWP, and keep the Twitch name in your head since we're about to have to move over there. Thank you, YouTube, or Google for no longer allowing live on air stuff starting August 1st. Thanks for giving us a big headache. We really appreciate it. Fucking corporate America. Where can they find you and us, AA?
Well, they can find me on Twitter at Lady Rashana, and they can find us on Twitter at Violent Wrestling Podcast, no G.
And same on Twitch.
Yep. That's the Twitch handle. Violent Wrestling Podcast, no G.
So
So
that we're
hopefully,
winding down.
yeah.
Um, our um, our YouTube run. Oh, and like I said last night, guys, we'll still after the episode goes off air, we'll still upload it to the YouTube channel for those of you that don't have Twitch or don't want to mess with Twitch. I highly suggest Twitch. For one, you get a lot of free wrestling content like Rocket Mountain Pro and stuff like
RMP.
that.
RMP.
RMP. RMP.
RMP.
There's a lot of neat stuff on Twitch. So with that said,
Good night, everybody.
good night,
Yep.
nurses.
Yep. Good night. I'll go ahead and I'll try and find something for dinner, even though it's almost 11 p.m. But I'll try and eat something because I am pretty hungry right now. I mean, you know what they say: why are teddy bears never hungry? They're always stuffed.